Okay, now we can see figure 1.5. This figure is a PDF file which you will get from the EE class. As I say, you have to read it. Okay. Now in figure 1.5, you can see a 4-bit pattern here. It can be 0, 0, 0, 40 here. And 40 bit represent the hexadecimal symbol of 0. As what I said, you got 16 symbol here, okay? 16 digit here, okay? 001 represent 1, okay? So called 1 here. And 0010 represent 2 here, okay? And 0011 represent 3. Okay, the reason we represent 0011 represent 3 is kind of easy because in here we are using so-called binary system or base 2 system or so-called 二进位. Okay. What is binary system? Is the first digit here. We call it A1. The second one, we call it A2. Okay, from right to left. A3, A4. Now, in binary system or base 2 system, the weight for A1 is 2 to the power 0. The weight of A2 is maybe I should call, we do it again. Maybe I should call the first digit is A0, second from right is A1, third from right is A2, fourth from right is A3. Now the weight of each digit is 2 to the power 0 for A1, 2 to the power 1 to A1 for A1, 2 to the power 2 for A2, 2 to the power 3 for A3. Now, 2 0 is what? Is 1. 1 to 1, 2 1 is 2. 2 2 is 4. 2 3 is 8. Which means to get this base 2 number, into a so-called decimal system, you have to do the following calculation: is A times A3 plus 4 times A2 plus 2 times A1 plus 1 times A0. Okay, so take this one for example, 1010. To convert into a decimal system, what you should do is 1 times the first the leftmost digit is what? Its weight is 8 plus 0 times 4. Okay, this is here. The first one is 8. Weight is 8. The second digit from left is is 4. The weight is 4. And the third digit from the left is 1 times what? 2. Okay? And the last digit is 0. Times what? Times its weight is 1. So 1010 of base 2 system, which I can rewrite it as this way. 1010 is a base 2 system. I put a small 2 on the lower right corner here to represent is a base 2 system. Now, we do this kind of calculation. We get what? We get 10, okay? Or in English, we call it 10. 10 is what? It's base 10 system, or so-called decimal system. I put a small 10 at the lower right corner to represent this 10 is base 10 system. Okay? So what I just did is 1010 in base 2 system, we can convert into 10 in decimal system or base 10 system. Now, in base 10 system, the representation is 10, but in hexadecimal system, the representation is capital A, which I translate into base 16 system or hexadecimal system. The representative became A. Similarly, I can get another example, which is 1110. It's base 2 system. But when I translate into base 10 system or decimal system, become what? Become 14. Right? 14 in base 10. Right? A plus 4 plus 2, yes, is 14. Okay? 14. Now in hexadecimal system, is I write it as a E, and in the lower right corner, I put a small 16 here. So, in order to represent a hexadecimal system, represent hexadecimal digit, we need how many bits? We need 4 bits. Okay? Now, in 8-bit pattern, in fact, we have a 2 4-bit pattern here. We have 4-bit here and a 4-bit here. So this 0101 and the second 4-bit is 1010. Now we can check out the table here. 0101 is what? 0101 is 5 in hexadecimal representation. So this guy, this first 4-bit on the left of this sequence represent 5 hexadecimal digit. 1010, let's take a peek at this table. 1010, okay, is this symbol, and is we using the same English letter called A called capital A. So the second 4-bit, which is also the rightmost 4-bit in hexadecimal system is A. So this 8-bit change into hexadecimal notation is 5A. Now, you can see some binary representation of your memory dump, okay? And when you print on your screen or file, or you can, most of the time you can see this kind of hexadecimal notation, which you can see 0 to 9 and A to F, okay? You can see this 16 symbol in your memory. Okay, mass storage location, also we call it secondary memory. As I mentioned, the old technology is so-called hard disk drive, and the new technology is called solid state drive. Is thanks to the semiconductor technology that today we can use semiconductor technology to create a memory space, a memory location, which can keep the memory after the power is off. Okay? The most advantage of the hard disk drive is after you turn off your computer, the information still safe in this hard disk drive. Okay? But on the other hand, for random memory, random access memory, if you turn off your computer, the information in RAM is gone. Okay, it's lost. So we can say that RAM, the speed is faster, is more efficient for computer program to access. But the disadvantage is that after you turn off your computer, after you finish your program, you turn off the power, the information in RAM is gone. Okay? But when we're talking about hard disk drive, it can operate, it can function when the power is on. And you can save information into hard disk drive. But you save information to hard disk drive and read information from hard disk drive. It takes much longer time than you using RAM. So it's kind of slow, but it has a very important advantage. Is when you no longer use your computer, you turn the power off of your computer, and the information in hard disk drive will be remained, which means the next time you turn on your computer, you can still get the information you saved previously. Okay? So one is fast, but when power is off, the information is gone. The other one is slow, but when you turn off your power, the memory is still in there, and you can get the information again. So this is the reason two kind of memory technology is exist at the same time and used in our computer at the same time. Okay? Now, what is a solid state drive? Solid state drive, the technology-wise is very similar to RAM. So its speed is much faster than hard disk drive. And the advantage is that it's kind of more expensive in terms of per memories unit. Okay, it's more expensive today than traditional hard disk drive. Okay, you want to save the same kind of size of the information into solid state drive and hard disk drive. Solid state drive is more expensive to save because its price is higher. Okay, but the advantage is that the solid state drive is much faster than hard disk drive, especially if you are accessing many small files. You reading many small files from your hard disk drive, it will take a very long time to finish the job. But if you going to read many small files from solid state drive, it will be much faster. In the old time, when we do not have a solid state, become more commercialized or much cheaper, like today. We usually say our operation system. We usually say our Windows system. In Windows system is operation system, which means to operate the whole computer and help user to utilize a computer system resource. But in the old time, this Windows OS system is say on a hard disk drive. So when you want to turn on your computer, you have to wait for a couple of minutes before the computer is ready to serve you. But today, because we have a solid state drive technology, the OS, the Windows system now is saved in the SSD. So if you want to turn on your computer, it's much faster. It takes maybe a few minutes, a few seconds to turn on your computer. But in the old time, just turn on the computer and make the Windows ready. It might take you 30 minutes, 2 minutes, maybe more, to make the system ready for you to use. But today you guys are very lucky because when you start using a computer, you already get a cheap solid state drive to save the Windows system. So when you open your computer, turn on your computer, you don't have to wait too much time. Okay, so this is a traditional hard disk drive look like. This is a disk, which on the surface is some kind of magnetic material, which can memorize data on the surface. And the way it works is this disk will spin. Okay, this motion is this disk will spin. So the whole disk, the surface of the whole disk, can be used to save information, to save data. And we have a SSRAM. The way SSRAM function is this arm can be pushed or pulled to access the disk of different location. So if you want to get a file in here, in this location, you have to wait the disk to turn to here, and this arm have to forward or backward moving rewrite head, okay, to this location in order to get the information you want. So there's a time involved here because the disk need time to spin, to rotate to the location where you have your information stored. The other disadvantage is this is a mechanical part, okay? And the mechanical part may be failure, right? Which means your information or your data stored on this hard disk may be lost due to machine failure, due to the hard disk failure. So backup. Okay, backup your document, your photo or your report or your program is very important. What does it mean by backup? You do an extra copy to different hard disk or different location, or today very popular so-called cloud. You can cloud in somewhere and you can just make a copy of your work, of your document to the memory location there. Now this kind of tool is using tape to record the information. But today, I don't know if this kind of technology is still used because the hard disk drive is become so cheap. So many data is on the hard disk drive now. The reliability of this magnetic tape may not be so good. So normally this is using for data storage, which means those data we no longer need to daily access or access in the near future. And we just kind of save the data and put it somewhere. And when we want to take a look at the history of the data, we can pull out the tape and read the data or information from the tape. Okay, now we are going to introduce three kind or three way of store information into computer, or three way to store data in computer memory. Okay, in fact, this is three kind of data. Okay, we're going to save. The first one and the most basic one is a symbol. Okay, what's a symbol? A pound sign is a symbol. A comma is a symbol. A period is a symbol. Number one is a symbol. Capital A is a symbol. Dollar sign is a symbol. Okay, plus sign is a symbol. Okay, all symbol we need a way to save into a computer system. So here is a symbol, maybe a letter of alphabet, a punctuation mark. Comma is punctuation. Period is punctuation. Okay. Okay, and each symbol we need to we are going to assign a unique bit pattern. Most important is word unique. Okay. Now you assign a bit pattern 10101111 to represent. This is 8 bit. or we just call 8-bit as a cell. It's a basic manageable unit of memory. A cell, okay? 8-bit. The value of this 8-bit is 1010111 to represent an English letter, capital English letter A. Now, not using A this time. It's capital letter T. Now, using this symbol 1111001 to also represent capital T, okay, which is not good. Okay, you kind of wasting the standard. Okay, you kind of wasting. So each pattern each symbol has a unique bit pattern to represent the symbol. Okay, and somebody had to make a standard for this kind of pattern definition. For this kind of definition, otherwise, if we exchange information, they will making confused. Okay, so supposedly we're using 10101111 to represent the capital T. Now, the network system will not send a capital T as a picture. Okay? What the network system will send is this bit pattern. So in A computer, and then there's a B computer, and A sent a bit pattern like this. In A, this bit pattern is represent capital T. What he sent is this bit pattern to B, and what we get is 10101111. And B were confused, were asked, what does it mean? Now, we need a standard. We need a table to make a translation. That 10101111 is represent capital T. So A can send a symbol capital T to B. In order to do this, we need a standard of this kind of translation. We need a table to do this, to do the match. And this standard is set up by American National Standard Institute. American is what? The big guy in the world. Okay, he can set a lot of standard, and the other small country most likely will follow the standard she set. Okay, so American National Standard Institute was set up a standard called what? American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, or ASCII for short. Okay, ASCII. We pronounce it as ASCII. So next time when people tell you the ST code, do you know what is ASCII code? You should say, yes, I know what is ASCII. Okay? It's a table. In ASCII, it uses 7 bits to represent a symbol. We say previously that a cell contains 8 bits. Why ASCII set only 7 bits to define a symbol? The main reason is that we As a human being, we don't use them much, especially for American or Western country. The symbol is not that many. 7-bit is sufficient to define the symbol they are using. Okay? And 1 bit for what? 1 bit is used for different kind of computer platform to do most likely to do so-called error check. Okay, so in ASCII, using 7-bit to define a symbol, and in fact, this ASCII standard you can find out from your textbook, either your Chinese version or English version textbook. In your English version textbook, on page, I remember is page 801. You can find the ASCII standard code. Okay? Or in your Chinese textbook, I don't know, I did not bring the Chinese textbook with me. And then you can find out the ASCII table at the end of the textbook. Okay? Let's take an example from here. See what ASCII table. ASCII character set. In fact, character expression. Okay. So from the English textbook, you can find, for example, decimal. Okay. For example, small b. The bit pattern translate into a base 10 system is 98. Okay? Or take another example. Or capital P. We translate into a decimal system is 90. No, 80 is 80. Not 90 is 80. Okay? Maybe in English textbook, it gives you a decimal representation of the 7-bit pattern. So maybe we should talk a little bit about translate from 10 from base 10 system to base 2 system. Okay, base 10 system to base 2 system. Okay, how you do this translation? How you do this transformation? We need whiteboard. I don't know if we can get the whiteboard successfully or not. Each time you see this, you know we run into some kind of trouble, which is something we don't know how to deal with. Come on. don't have the whole day. Please, I cannot see. 连线时遇到问题 ，stupid. Oops. Got something. Okay, we got whiteboard here. Now, how we got this? Let's make an example of how to transform from base 10 to base 2. We say small v. We say small v is using a base 10 system to represent. But we say in ASCII standard, we using a 7-bit. And a bit can only have a 2 state, 0 or 1. So how you translate 98 into base 2 system? Base 2 system. We have a base 10 system here. How you translate into base 2 system? All we should do is 98 divided by 2. We get 49, and then the remainder is 0. 49 divided by 2 is 24, and the remainder is 1. 24 divided by 2 is 12, and then the remainder is 0. 12 divided by 2, the answer is 6, and the remainder is 0. Then 6 divided by 2 is 3, and the remainder is 0. 3 divided by 2, the answer is 1, and the remainder is 1. So 98 in base 10 system, and you want to change into a base 2 system, all we got is we read a digit from here. Read a digit from here to here. Here. In this sequence, so is what? So it is 1, 1, and followed by 3, 0, and 1, 0. Okay? And this is a base 2 system. And how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So in ASCII standard, a symbol of small v, this symbol we use in this bit pattern. We using this bit pattern 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 to represent a symbol of lowercase v. Okay, so a computer A sending 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 to computer B. Then computer A is trying to send a symbol small v to computer B. Okay, and not computer A and B are confused. The first computer and the second computer. The first computer want to say a send symbol of small v to second computer. So you have to check ASCII table. The ASCII table find out small b is represented by this guy, by this sequence of bit 11000010. So for computer 1 will send this sequence of bit pattern to second computer. And the second computer will receive a sequence of bit is 11000010. And the second computer will check ASCII table, ASCII standard set by American National Standard Institute. Okay, the table is set by the American Standard Institute. And find out this bit pattern represent what? Represent small capital, small lowercase b. So the sender and the receiver will follow the same standard. Is very important. Okay, the standard is called ASCII, ASCII. So, I mean, ASCII define many bit pattern for all the symbol that we need to utilize the computer. In fact, IBM have another standard. Okay, IBM is a large computer company in the old time, not today. It set its own standard, but this standard nowadays, I guess, no one is using now. Okay, so all the symbol, upper letter, lower letter, digit, punctuation mark, space, okay, printing command, like carriage return, 9 feet, 4 feet, tape, all this kind of symbol is defined in ASCII. Okay, no, here, ASCII, ASCII, by NC. Okay, so computer 1 sending this sequence of bit pattern to computer 2. And the computer 2 will puzzle. What are you sending? A sequence of 0 and 1. It's 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 0. Blah blah blah. What is this? What kind of information you are sending me? Okay? So computer number 2 will have to pull out ASCII table and have to do the translation. You find out this 7 bit represent capital H, and the next 7 bit represent capital I, and the next 7 bit represent a space, and the following 7 bit represent SU, S, and the 7 bit represent small u, and the next 7 bit represent small e, and then the final 7 bit represent what? I think is a 惊叹号. It's I would say 惊叹号. Anyway, okay. So this sequence of 010. This sequence of binary value represent high Su. Su is a name for women, for female. It's a female name. Okay, so it's sending this information to another computer. What time is it? Okay, let's take 10-minute break.
除了宜轩的，这个宜轩的都在这里。
好，来，一个一个来。这个
519是谁？应该他不是，应该是他。
这个是
那先讲我们两个的好。
519，好，519。
这个你，这个我，然后这两个是
谁的我不管，你们帮他们拿回去。519，那我给他520。OK， 这里好，然后下一张，这个是多少
501。
501。
还是你给他500就好了，对，500就好了，因为我499。
你499，
我们两个刚给他1块，我给他1块，我再偷给他1块。
好，那我给你们2张500。
小时给老师。
好，那发票给我。
好。
好，
然后这两个是那个云雅跟怀柔，但我不知道谁。
526，然后
这我先拿给他。
26，26，
好精细哦。
26，我那边很多零钱啊。
还有这是505。
505。
你收吗？那我们可以放在什么冰箱之类，叫他们去开冰箱。
怕钱坏掉吗？放冰箱。
对，下礼拜要快要考试。
讲不完了。那个，你们下次遇到他再拿给他就可以，还是怎么样？
好，可以。
还是他们都不常去累？
不知道好像不知道是刚好错开，就是
时间
可能刚好错开。反正下礼拜应该会。书报会遇到。
那就书包再拿给他了。
好。老师，所以没教完的话还要考吗？
没教完就不能考。
就不考。
对啊。你们这一份你们读过吗？
这是什么？这是那个课本，好像没有看。
不是这个课本，这个是一本很老的书里面影印下来的。我今天会给你们答案。
好。
放1class上面。
好。
讲太慢了。
真的有10分钟吗？
讲太慢，
只有50分钟。所以我们下礼拜上课的时候上这个，就是帮他们复习这些吗？
其实也不用。
还是我们就
其实
随便出个练习题让他们练习。
对，随便出个练习题让他们练习那个 Visual Studio。
哦，好，好。这个可以放在你的那个袋子。在这里装东西的。哦，好吧。哇。但我也是可以收了，但是我怕我会忘记他们的。哦，因为我也是怕就是会跟那个你的笔的是。哦，对对，我怕会跟我的钱少。哦。好，再放。因为他很感动，看到我做事的那个逻辑，我们要一起面对。今天中午吃太多吃。
真的自己转哦 ，OK， 我明白。因为这工作我是分的，我知道，这个东西是分之一。可以打，就打第一或是然后左两个我不知道，它会不会就有一些类似？哦，对，类似。对，这是我们真的要怎么去实化？
Okay, let's continue. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. I guess each car got a so-called odometer. Okay. This odometer is to keep tracking how many distance this car has driven, how long this car has been used. Okay, and not internal time, internal how many mile, how many kilometers. So when you buy a second-hand car or used car, normally you will check the odometer to determine how long did this car has been used, okay, and to determine the condition of this used car. Okay, now similarly in binary we can have an odometer, which is figure 1-10. This odometer is also starting from 0. Okay, this is binary digit. Starting from all digit is 0. Then after adding 1, the odometer became 0. At the end, there's 1. Now, if we plus 1 again, you get this sequence of binary value. Because in 0 plus 1 become 2. But in binary system, we don't have 2. In decimal system, we call it 2. But in binary system, we call it what? We call it 1, 0 in base 2 system. Because if we put a 1 and a plus 1, and then you get 2. Because in binary system, you get 2. This 2 will carry on to the next digit. So the next one is 1, 0. And 1, 0 plus 1 will become 1, 1. And 1, 1 plus 0 plus 1 will become 1 plus 1 is 2. So you have to carry on to the next position with 1. So 1 plus this 1 will become 2. And the 2 have to carry it to the next digit. So the next digit became 1. And this 2 digit is 0. Now you got this 1, 0, 0. If 1, 0, 0 plus 1, you will get what? 1, 0, 1. Okay? If 1, 0, 1 plus 1, you will get 1, 1, 0. Because if 1 plus 1 become 2. And 2 you have to carry on to the next position next digit become 1. Okay, so this is very similar to you got decimal system when you got 9. And 9 you plus 1, you become 10. So you cannot write 10 here. You have to carry on 10 to the next position become 1, 0. And 1, 0 plus 1 will become 1, 1. 1, 1 plus 1 become 1, 2. And when you got 1, 9, 1, 9 plus 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. And when you, in decimal system, in base 10 system, when you got 10, you have to carry 1 to the next digit. So the next digit already have 1, plus 1 became 2. So the next value is 2, 0 in base 10 system. Okay? So, but in binary system, it's something like this. It's not very easy to understand initially, but you will get used to it later. Now, when you're using ASCII table, the standard we just mentioned in the last class, when you're using 2 byte, you have two symbols to use, okay? When you're using ASCII standard, you have 2 byte. You are using 2 byte, and the ASCII standard, you have 2 symbols to use. Okay? Now, suppose you want to use 2 symbols. Okay? The first symbol and the second symbol to represent number. What's the smallest number you can represent? What's the biggest number you can present? It's 0, 0. It's the smallest number you can present by 2 byte. By 2 byte, okay? By 2 byte. Using ASCII symbol. What's the biggest number? Is crazy. It's 99. 29 symbol to represent number. So when you're using ASCII symbol and using 2 byte to represent number, the small number is 0. The biggest number is 99. And how many number in between? How many number? 100 number. You can represent by using 2 byte of ASCII table. But in fact, 1 byte contains 8 bits. Each bit has a value of either 0 or 1. Second bit can be 0 or 1. Third bit can be 0 or 1. The eighth bit can be 0 or 1. So, how many number can you actually represent by this 8 bit? How many? We have 0, 1, 2, 2 choice, 0, 1, 2 choice, 0, 1, 2 choice. The last bit, we have 2 choice. And totally, how many choices we have? We have 2 to the power of 8, which is 2, 5, 6. 256 combination. Okay? Not combination. 256 permutation. Okay? It's not permutation either. Maybe we should call combination. Okay? We have 256 combination. Therefore, we can have 256 number can be represented by only 1 byte. In terms of 2 byte, how many number we can represent? 2 byte, we have 16 bit. We have 2 choice of the first bit, and 2 choice of the second bit, and 2 choice of the third bit, and 2 choice of the fourth bit, times blah 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 blah, times 2. The last bit, which is the 16th bit. Okay, so how big is this number? 2 to the power of 16. So we have 2 to the power of 16 combination, which imply we have 2 to the power of 16 number can be represented by using a binary system. Okay? So how big is 2 to the power 16? Is 65,000 something. It's huge. Now, we are going to compare with, initially we say, if we using 2 byte and using ASCII and treat this 2 byte as a symbol, how many number we can represent? Only 100. But if we treat this 2 byte as a binary system and using binary system to represent number, how many number we can represent? 65,000 something, which compared with 100, which is much more number can be represented. So when we store or manipulate number in computer system, we should not use symbol or ASCII table to say the number. We should use a special kind of notation to represent number. Okay? And this is the topic we are going to discuss about is 3 kind of notation. 2 for integer and 1 for so-called real number. Okay, in fact, it is called floating point notation. Why we need to take a look at how the number is represented. As I say at the beginning of today's courses, is I want you guys to understand how data or how information is stored in the computer, which will have a significant impact in your accuracy of your program, in your integrity of your program. So that's continuous. First, let's talk about integer. And in integer, I'm going to show you two kinds of notation. The first one is called SS notation, and the second one is two's complement notation. And for real number, we use in so-called floating point notation. Floating point notation. Okay. The reason is the real number in mathematics. The number of real number. The number of real number. Or commonly we use big R to represent the real number set. How many real numbers do we have? We have infinite many. Okay? But in computer, the storage space is impossible to be infinite. It's limited, even it's big, but it's limited. It's impossible to be infinite. Okay? Now, then after this three kind of notation, SS notation, two's complement notation, and the floating point notation, we will talk a little bit about overflow error. And why is overflow error? Because computer storage space is limited. Some value is too big, too large, to be accurately saved in the computer memory, or too small. Okay, too small to be saved in computer memory space. And the second error is called runoff error, because the fraction is too small, and it will cause accuracy problem. In fact, if computation is more, you keep compute this, the original data, and the accuracy that become worse. The error of your computation will accumulate, will keep increasing. Okay? And this kind is called runoff error. I will mention this later. Okay? Now, binary system, which we have mentioned previously, so we just go over very quickly. A base 2 system is each bit position we assign a quantity or called weight. Okay? And from right to left, the weight is increasing, and increasing exponentially. Is the first digit, the weight is 1, and then the next one is 2, which is multiplied by 2. 1 multiplied 2 is become 2. 2 multiplied by 2 become 4. 4 multiplied by 2 become 8. 8 multiplied by 2 becomes 16, and then 32, and so on and so on. Okay? Now, In fact, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 here, in fact, they are coming from what? They are coming from 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1. 4 is 2 to the power 2. 8 is 2 to the power 3. 4 is 2 to the power 4. 16 is 2 to the power 4. 32 is 2 to the power 5. And so on. Okay? So you want to decode a binary representation of 100, 101. Okay? Now, you can put a small tool, okay, on the lower right hand corner to represent this is binary system. So it is impossible to see a number bigger than 2, or you can only see 0 and 1 in the binary system. Okay, so to translate this into decimal system or base 10 system, how you're going to do it is each digit, okay, is multiplied by its weight, okay, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. And then you sum all this result, and you will get a base 10 system. So here, what's base 10 value here? This is 32, right? And this is 1, 2, the weight is 1, 2, 4, 8, stupid. 16. Okay, so this is 32. 0, 0, we can forget it. And stupid computer. 4 is 1. So, and this is 0. So we can forget this 1, forget this 1, forget this 1. And this 1 here. So 1. So how many? 37. 37, okay? Base 10, so you can pronounce it 37, okay? Because it's a base 10 system. So this binary system bit sequence represents the base 10 system of 37, okay? Now, binary addition, FAT, and you can do decimal addition. Everybody can do, okay? 12 plus 29, okay? This is 2 plus 9 is 11, okay? So 1 here. And the other one is carrying over to the next, to the previous digit or next digit, whatever, I don't know. So you have a 1 here. And 1, 1, 2, so become 41. Okay, this is addition in decimal system. But in binary system, you can still do addition. And here is some 3 basic binary addition here. If you have a 0 value plus a 0, you get 0. You have a 1, 0, and then you do the addition of these two binary value, you get 1. You have a 0, then you have a 1, and you do the addition, you will get 1 here. You have 1, 1, you will get 2. No, it's not 2. The symbol of this guy, the symbol of this 2 cannot be used in binary system, okay? Because when you get 2, you have to carry over 1 digit to the previous location. You have to you have to carry over 1 to previous digit. So it became 10. Now, this is for the only 4 kind of basic binary addition. Okay, so you can do this 4, you can do all of binary addition. Now, in this PDF file, there's an example on page 34. Let's take a look at the page 34. Now, what page 34 is this. We have a 2 sequence of binary digit 00, 1, 1, 1, and 0, 1, 0. Okay? And the other sequence is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Okay? So this 9 is base 2 number. The second 9 is also a base 2 number. We have 2 base 2 number, and we want to do addition. We want to add these 2 numbers. So how you do this mathematics? Okay, 0, 1. Okay, here. This guy tell you how to do 0, 1 addition. So you get 1. Now 1, 1, you get what? 1, 1, you get 1, 0. 0, 1, maybe. 0, 1. 1, 1, you get 0, 1. But you have to carry extra 1 to the next digit. So here, you get 3, 1. So it kind of, what are you going to do? You keep this 1 in here. And these 2 1 using this guy. So you will have another 1 here. And a 1, 1, 0. Using this guy again. So you get 1, 0. So the addition of these 2 base 2 number is this 1. Okay? Do we get the right answer? Let's check on page 35 of your PDF. Let's see. 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, 1. And a 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay? We did a good job. Calculate this. The result is correct. Okay? So binary addition. Now, in decimal system, you have decimal point. in中文 we call it 小数点。Okay? 12.56. Okay? So this is decimal point. 中文 call 小数点。Okay? But in binary system, I don't know if there's a Chinese name for binary system or not. But in English, they distinguish these two systems of a period symbol, okay, of a period. In decimal system, in base 10 system, this is called decimal point. But in binary system, we call it radical point. Okay? So what's radical point? It's a boundary between whole number and the fraction number. It's a boundary between whole number and the fraction number. So in decimal system, 12.56. This part is whole number. This part is fraction. Is what? 56 divided by 100. Okay? Now, radical point. So in decimal system, we have a similar thing, similar point called radical point. Similar to what? To decimal point in decimal system. Okay? So in decimal system, we have a 12.56, and take an example in binary system, we have a 101.01, just like this. And this point is called radical point. Okay? Now, the problem is we know how to assign weight to the digit on the left of decimal point. We know how to assign weight. This is 2 to the power 0, the weight. And this is 2 to the power 1. And this, the weight is 2 to the power 2. How about this guy? The first digit after or on the right of the radical point, what is its weight? Its weight is 2 to the minus 1. And this guy, its weight is 2 to the minus 2, which this one is equal to 1/2. This guy is equal to 1/4, 1/4. Okay, if you have a 1 here, its weight is 2 to the minus 3, which is equal to 1/8. Okay, so this radical, let's erase one written here. This binary number with a radical point here. On the left, we have 101. On the right, we have 101. Okay? And what is the value of this guy? 101.101. Base 2 system. Binary system. First, we have to know the weight of each digit. Now, we know the weight for this digit is 4. The weight for this digit is 2. The weight for this digit is 1. And the weight for this digit is what? 2 to the power of minus 1 is 1/2. The weight of this digit is 1/4, 1 minus 4. The weight of this digit is 1/8. Okay? So forget about 0. This is 0, so we forget this one. 0, we forget about this one. And 1 times 4 is 4 here. 1 times 1 is 1 here. 1 times 1/2 is 1 divided by 2, 1/2. 1 times 1/8 is 1/8 here. And we have to sum this non-zero value. We can forget about 0. Okay? So what we get here is 5 and 5/8, because 1 plus 4 is 5, right? And we have 1/2 here. We have 1/8 here. So it's equal to 5 plus 4/8 plus 1/8. So we get what? 5 and 5/8. Okay, which is this one. Okay. The technique applied in base 10 system is some strange thing. Okay, the technique applied in base 10 system in decimal system is also applied in the binary system. There's an example in the handout, the PDF file, page 35. Let me see what's the example. Okay, so the example is like this: is 10.011 and 100.11. Okay, we want to sum them up. This point in English we call it vertical point. Okay. If you want to sum two binary number, you have to line up. The decimal point, just like in decimal system. Okay, you have to line up decimal point before you do the addition. Okay, now in the decimal system, 12.56 plus 3.037. Okay, you know how to do the math. Okay, you have to line out this decimal point and do the addition. Okay, so this is 7, this is 9, this is 5, and this is decimal point, and this is 5, this is 1. So in binary system, addition, because this is 0, so it's 1. 1, 1, so you got 1. Sorry, you got 1, 0, or 0, 1. Call it reverse, okay? 0, 1, and then you carry 1 here, so you got 1, 1, so you got 0, and you carry 1 here, so you got 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and a vertical point here. So when you add these two binary numbers with vertical point, you got this answer. Okay, so how to store integer? How many times we have? We have 20 minutes left in today's course. Okay, how to store integer? Let's try finish one notation, which is I'm going to talk about right now is SS notation. Okay, this is a technique to represent whole number. Again, whole number, which means 5 over 8. No, this is not we are going to represent here. We are only talking about how to represent integer. 0.57. No, we are not talking about this at this part. Now, as we know, for integer, we should consist of positive integer and a negative integer, and what? And a 0. Okay? All these three kind of value should be able to present. Okay? Now, two types of notation system can be used for integer. Now we're going to look to this to present the first one, to demonstrate the first one called SS notation. And there's another one called two's complement notation, which comes after we complete the SS notation. Now, what's SS notation? Let's take a very simple example here. We call SS notation called SS4 notation. What is SS4 notation? SS4 means the difference is 4. Means the representation and the actual number you're going to represent, the difference is 4. Okay? Why we're using 4? Because let's using 3-bit to start with the discussion. Supposedly, you have 3-bit to represent your integer number. Now, 3-bit, you have 2 choice for first bit, 2 choice for first bit, second bit, 2 choice for third bit. So you have 2 to the power 3, you have 8 combination. Now, among these 8, you will need to do what? You will compose a positive number and a negative number. Okay? You should not design a system, at least for now, only can manipulate positive number and a 0. You should have a system, it can represent negative number and a positive number. So a reasonable way to divide this 8 combination is what? Is half of this 8 is using to represent negative number. Or you may say in the other way is half of this 8, which is 4, to represent positive number. So the way to do it is each base 2 representation is subtracted by 4. Why is 4? Because A divided by 2. Because stupid computer, I don't know why. A divided by 2 is 4. Another way to look at it is, why is 4? 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 3 minus 1. Because initially you have 3 bit. Now, the magnitude of value you can only use in 2 bit. And the remaining 1 bit is using for represent the sign of the value, which can be positive or negative. Okay? So you cannot sacrifice 1 bit from this 3 bit. So we call this, when we using 3 bit, we call this SS notation as SS4 notation. Now, this binary number, 000, if we change into decimal number, is 0. 001, if we change to decimal number, is 1. 010, if we change to decimal number, is 2. 011, if we change to decimal number, is 3. 100, if we change to decimal number, is 4. How to do the change? I guess we discussed this before. Is we assign weight to each digit. Okay? Say this one, 101. This one get 2 to the power 2. This one get to the 2 to the power 1. This one get weight of 2 to the power 0. And this is 1. This is 2. This is 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. Plus 0 times 2 is 0. Plus 1 times 1 is what? 1. So 4 plus 0 plus 1 is 5. So this guy is 101 is 5. And 110 is 6. 111 is 7. Now, this pattern, 110, represent by this system called SS4 notation. 110 represent what? Represent 3, positive 3. How you get 3 is 7 minus 4. You get 3. 110 represent 2. How you get 2 is 110 you change it into decimal system is 6. Then you minus 4, you will get 2. Okay? And so on. Okay? Now we take a look at this guy. 0, 1, 0. In binary system, 0, 1, 0. But in decimal system, it will change into 2. Now, 2 minus 4 is equal to minus 2. So, to represent minus 2 in SS4 notation, you're using this guy, 0, 1, 0. But in fact, 0, 1, 0 in binary system is what? Is 2. 2 and minus 2, the difference is 4. So we got the name called SS4 notation. Why is SS4 notation? It's because the actual decimal value and the number represented by SS notation, this number and this number, the difference is 4. Why is 4? Because we want to divide the number, okay, into 2 parts. One part is positive, the other part is negative. Okay, and try to divide into evenly, okay, or roughly evenly. The way to do it is by subtract 4 from the actual decimal value to become the value it will represent. Okay, that's clear. So in SS notation, the first bit we call it sign bit, which is the most significant bit, which is the bit on the leftmost. Okay, the leftmost bit. Okay, the leftmost bit. Okay. Now, if the leftmost bit is 1, imply this number is positive integer or 0. Okay? So when we look at this table, forget about this guy. Forget this part. We say in SS4 notation, 111 represent integer value of positive 3. 110 represent 2. 101 represent 1. 100 represent 0. Okay? Now we can see the sign bit here is 1. So when the sign bit is the leftmost bit value, okay, if the leftmost bit value is 1, represent positive value or 0, okay? if the sign bit is 0, it will represent negative value. Okay, so in SS notation, the sign bit, the leftmost bit is also called sign bit. Okay, it is 1, it implies it is a positive or 0. If the sign bit is 0, it implies it's a negative integer value. Okay? To call a value using SS4 notation, how you do it? It involves 3 steps. The first step, add 4 to the value. Okay? And then write out into base 2 system. Okay? And after step 2, you get the number of digits which is less than 3 bit. You add the leading 0. Okay, you put 0 in front. Okay, so now supposedly we want to have the SS4 of integer value 2. We want to have a base 10 system to value to find its SS4 notation. To find its SS4 notation. How are you going to do that? First step, 2 plus 4, because it called SS4. Okay? Equal SS4. So 2 plus 4 is first step. And the second step, we got 6. And this is base 10. The second step is write this into a base 2 system. So 6, how you get base 2? Divided by 2, you get 3. The remainder is 0. Divided by 2, you get 1, the remainder is 1. So, reading in reverse order, you get 1, 1, 0, which is base 2. So, the question mark here is 1, 1, 0. And how many digits you got? You got 3 digits, which is fine. Because in SS4 notation, you are dealing with 3 bits. Okay, so you got 3 bits. Which is okay. Now we check the table. 2, the computation we just did. 2, we want to find its SS4 notation. Through this 3 steps, the result we get is 1, 1, 0. This is the answer for the question of 2. How you using SS4 notation to represent 2 is 110. 110. How we get 110? We're just following this step. Okay? So let's look at this example. Look at this table to see if we do the right calculation. 2. The SS4 notation is 110. Okay? So we are doing it correctly. Okay? Now, in the reverse order, to convert a bit pattern in SS4 notation into an integer. Now, I give you a pattern 101. And this 101 is what? Is SS4 notation. Now the question is, in integer, what 101 represent? We know 101 is using SS4 notation. And what 101 is representing, okay, in integer domain. How we do it is two step we do it, okay? First, convert base 2 into base 10. So 101 in base 2 into base 10. So how we do it? This we have way of 4, this way of 2, this way of 1. So how we get 5, right? Now, second step, subtract 4 from the result. So 5 subtract 4, we get 1. So it means 101 represents the integer of 1. So if you want to represent integer 1 using SS4 notation, the notation is 101. Okay? Did we do it right? Let's check the table. 1. The notation is 101. So in your computer, in your C language, if an integer value of 1 want to use in SS4 notation to save in the memory, it will save as 101. Okay? It will save as 101. Okay? Now let's keep going. Now we can have a SSA notation. Basically, SSA is dealing with 4-bit. Why 4-bit is SSA? It 2 to the power of 4. How many? Okay, is 16. So we should have if we're using 4-bit, we should represent 16 number, but half of them will be negative, half of them will be positive or 0. So we cannot divide this 16 into 2. So we have half of them become negative. So we have SSA here. Okay, so the real number we represent by binary notation. We subtract by A became the actual number we are representing. So let's take a simple example here. Let's take this one. Okay, 1101 in base 2. This is 1. Weight, okay, this weight is 1, 4, 16. So 16 times 1 is 16. 4, sorry, this is not 16, this is 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 0. So forget about it. 1 times 1 is 1. So this is what? This is 13. And because it's SS8 is more than 8, so we subtract by 8. We get what? 5. So 1101 represents the integer number of 5. Okay? So we have an SS8 using 4-bit. How we get SS8? You know you are using 4-bit. Is 2 to the power of 4 minus 1. Okay? So this is how we get A here. Now, similar thing. You want to code a value using SSA notation. You have to follow these 3 steps, which is similar to SS4. The only difference is you plus A here. And you want to convert a bit pattern in SS4 notation. This is not 4, SS8 notation into an integer. These two steps you have to follow. Okay? And it's also similar to SS4 notation, the example we just did. Now, it will have a 5-bit. We have SS16 notation. How we get 16 is 2 to the power of 5 minus 1. Okay? Okay? Now you have a 6-bit. We have an SS32 notation. How we get 32? 32 is this 6 minus 1. 2 to the 6 minus 1, which is 2 to the 5. 2 to the power of 5. This is 32. Okay? Now, I guess this is probably the conclusion of the SS notation. Okay? So, please do read this handout. Okay? Probably you should finish it. Even we haven't covered the rest of the material. We haven't quite finished this notation in lecture. The next one is Two's complement notation. We will talk about it next time. And the what? And the floating point notation. I know we kind of slow, but our time is so limited. I think this is important, so we have to cover that. Okay, any question? If there's no question, this concludes our today's lecture.